This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for June 29th, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern. We have major uplifting transition taking place. Now, unbeknownst to many on this planet, it is not the doom and gloom scenario. It's quite the contrary. But if you look at the surface, you're not going to really see that. And that's how the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies operate. To remember in your heart of hearts what is not on the surface. In other words, feeling is much more than thinking. Because the thinking, connects to the ego mind, and then the ego mind distorts things. It causes us to have a feeling of being unsafe, a feeling of feeling not secure. And through the heart mind, the fact of the matter is that we are always safe. There is nothing that can hurt us because we are eternal. And I'm talking about the God within. And this is part of the understanding of the civilization, to understand that the body is not the God. And the God is not the body. It's all one, but it is not. The God is in the body. It gets a little confusing sometimes for people to really understand what that really means. It's to always be in the heart. Those who, as Buddha said, those who walk in the way should avoid sensualism, as those who carry hay would avoid coming near the fire. Now, everybody thinks that we live in a world of sin. In the world of sin, I must behave myself like unto the lotus flower, whose purity is not defiled by the mud. Sin is missing the target. That's all that is. But it puts a heavy-duty thought process on the civilization, so that generates what? Guilt. Peace is not to be practiced. It is a byproduct of awareness. Love is not to be practiced. It is a byproduct of awareness. Righteousness is not to be practiced. It is a byproduct of awareness. Awareness is the remedy for all ills, because awareness makes you healthy, whole, and, of course, holy. Being aware. When we are distracted on a continual basis from the external reality, it does not afford us the opportunity to be aware. We think we're aware, but in most cases we're so distracted and we're not inside, we're not with the God. And so what happens is that we're drawn constantly outside of ourselves. And to understand that this is peace, to conquer love of self and lust of life. To tear deep-rooted passion from the breast. To still the inward strife for love, to clasp eternal beauty close. For glory, to be Lord of self. For pleasure, to live beyond the gods. For countless wealth. To lay up lasting treasure of perfect service rendered duties done in charity, soft speech, and stainless days. These riches shall not fade away in this life, not any death dispraise. This is peace, to conquer love of self and lust of life. So you understand that conquering and overcoming the ingrained understanding and experiences that we've had in this civilization is to overcome the ego and the mind, is to overcome all of it. It's like you have a fishing pole, and you walk up to a lake. You cast a fishing pole. You go fishing. But then you reel in the pole, and you leave it, and you hang it somewhere. The pole is not part of you. It's the ego mind, the subconscious mind, the body. It's this understanding that you is the God in that body, all of us, is where we are. It's what we are. And this becomes, it's not a simple, it's not an interest, it's not a challenging situation for us. It's an understanding. It's so different than you look at your body and you say, this is me, this is my body. But you talk with the God within the body. You communicate. If you're looking or asking for something in this life, who are you talking with? It's the God within you. If you're looking for solstice or camaraderie or companionship, it is the God within you. All of this is practiced until you understand that you have mastered the body and the understanding of this physical world. And that's what all of us came here to do. Mastering the body gives us the understanding of experience that we create. We create the experience so that we can experience. And it perfects our creation. So we are the ones that are creating, and the universe answers. But can you imagine that you're able to differentiate between the God and the body? That you know you're the God and you operate as the God, not as the body. You know that you master the body, and you're in deep gratitude that the body holds you, so that you can experience. So you create the experience to perfect your creation. Discover who and what you are. That's the journey within. Why does it take so many thousands and thousands of lifetimes to even come to that understanding? Because of the external world, because of the physical world, because of the material world. That's the challenge for all of us. To switch it. And how do we switch it? Well, you go inside, and that's the real home. Outside isn't the home. The God is the home. That's why wherever you go, you're at home. It doesn't matter where you're living. That you could be out in the middle of nowhere and you're at home. But our perspective has been so skewed by these programmed thoughts that are sent in tens of millions with all of us, and we're programmed. And the reason that we're programmed is most of us are totally oblivious to it. So we begin to realize that, where do we begin? With you. Spending time with yourself. Talking with the God within. At first, it may seem a little strange, unusual, but I've come across a lot of people that talk with themselves. They don't know that they're talking with the God within. And because people are so conditioned to live the external world, the material world, you can see how mankind has gotten just really out of kilter. The togetherness is the understanding that we are all one. So that when you do become just absolutely one with your God, everything shifts and changes. You don't view the body of others. You feel the God within the body. It's a whole different perspective. You see past the body. You're not looking and judging the body, and you're not saying, oh boy, look at that, look at this. You know that the God is within the body. And what happens is this eliminates a lot of our judgment. The judgment kicks in, you know. You talk about people and you make comments and stuff, and I wonder why they're that way. And you start analyzing people. Instead, that doesn't even come into play. You are completely in peace and joy and bliss by being with the God within the body. That's what you are. You're all the joy, the bliss, the happiness, all of it. It never shifts, it never changes, and it is divine perfection. Doesn't it make sense that that's what we embrace, that understanding? So we are not in a situation where we're living the material world. We're actually living the material world. Have any of us concentrated through the heart-mind on living the God world, living within? You ask yourself that question. Have you? It's not a negative. It's not like, oh, you're doing something bad. Remember, it's always being gentle and kind with yourself. Always. Humble, generous, kind, gentle. A lot of people will cut themselves down or be hard on themselves. You idiot, why did you do that? How stupid can you be? It's no different than saying that to someone outright. This is all of our transitions. People wonder, what is this ascension all about? Is a beam of light going to come down and we're going to be ascending? No. It is all about you. Always has been. It isn't about anybody else, because until you are one with your God, you're going to be lost. How can you increase your vibrational frequency? Period. How can you do that? You can't if you're still attached to the material world. And it doesn't mean you lose things. I think people get confused. Well, if I don't attach myself, then I won't have anything. We never have anything anyway, but that's not the case. It's like reversing your polarity. You seek outside of thyself, you, for things, to have things, right? You're drawn to certain things outside of yourself. So this civilization has been trained to constantly chase the rabbit. Of course, they're never going to catch the rabbit, but they think they can, so they're going to keep chasing that rabbit. And obviously the rabbit is much faster than they are, but they believe somehow they're going to catch that rabbit. And it never seems to happen where they do catch it. That's because the ego and the mind is never satisfied. It's always chasing things. You ever notice that? We're always chasing things. We attach to things. We expect things. And that's all because of the external world. It's funny because we create it and we live it. We experience it. But we don't know that we're not part of it. See what I mean? We're not really part of it. It's only when we immerse ourselves in it that we become totally flooded with it, and the ego mind is the master. You don't have enough, you need more. Or you got to get this and you got to get that. This won't work, you got to get this. Now, what happens when you are with the God and you have complete trust in the universe and you, the God, on anything? As soon as you start feeling doubt, it all comes down. That's why the trust in the God that you are within and the universe is absolutely paramount. It's got to be flawless. No doubt. No second guessing. No not trusting. 24/7. Not easy to do. But practicing, you get there and you'll see a whole different shift in direction for you. And what it means is that you intend and you receive. Now that means you choose to let go of all speculation, all attachments, all expectations, everything. You got to let go of it. That's the only way the flow of the universe will come into with you. It won't do it any other way, because you're constantly, aggressively fighting yourself and fighting the universe. So this is why so many people do not receive what they desire. And then what happens? We get irritated, we get upset with ourselves, we get frustrated, we get hurried, we get worried. Isn't that how it goes? None of us are exempt from it. We've all experienced it more than once. And a lot of people just think that it's really a tough thing. It's, oh, that's a tough journey. I'll just keep it like it is. I'm used to it, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just used to what I'm doing, and that's just the way life is. It's a choice. It's an absolute choice for each and every one of us. And it just depends on what our perspective is on ourselves. A rich man, right? Speak to us of giving. And he answered, you give but little when you give of your possessions. It is when you give of yourself that you truly give. The more we share with others on this planet, the more we will have, the more we will experience. For what are your possessions but things you keep and guard for fear you may need them tomorrow? And tomorrow. What shall tomorrow bring to the overprudent dog burying bones in the trackless sand as he follows the pilgrims to the holy city? And what is fear of need but need itself? Is not dread of thirst when your well is full, the thirst that is unquenchable? There are those who give little of the much which they have, and they give it for recognition, and their hidden desire makes their gifts unwholesome. There are those who give little of the much which they have, and they give it for recognition, and their hidden desire makes their gifts unwholesome. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure we all are, and the first thing that we care to do is relax our bodies. Head to toe, inside and out. How do you do that? How do you relax the body? Through the heart-mind. You're in the heart-mind. You're with the God. And you notice that the body has all this stress, tension, anxiety, because you can see it. Fear, worry, hurriedness, envy. And we carry this, it's heavy. It's a heavy thing. And most of us don't know it. But you can relax that body on the drop of a hat by intending it with no interference. When you talk with the body, where are we at, body? How are you doing? You're carrying too much stress, let's let it go. You're carrying too much fear and anxiety, let's let it go. It's not helping us at all, is it? When you do that, things shift with the body, and the body becomes light as a feather. Understand, the whole point of this is to move yourself out of the ego and the mind, subconscious mind. And you do that by first relaxing the body, head to toe, inside. Now, dumping all the heavy crap that we all have a tendency to drag with us on a daily basis. Once we do this, and it takes practice, it's not, it's not like you can do it in 2 seconds. But when you do get to that point, and you relax the body, you move into the now. The now is all we have. In the now, we create the future. We don't, the past is gone. The past used to be the now. And so we gained memories and experiences from those nows that are gone. And we've kept them filed in our subconscious mind so we can refer to them. Memories are great. You reminisce, you remember times and stuff. We should be able to because of the fact that we've really earned it in this life to have those memories. And we feel good about that. And the memories that we do visit are good. They're really enlightening ones, things and fun times that we have. We really don't visit the more negative ones sometimes, but most of the time we visit the ones that were really fun and enjoyable, which is fun. It's a good thing. But some of us will stay in that past, like an elephant graveyard. Everything is dank and dead, and there's no movement because it's all gone. It doesn't exist anymore. So we're in there, and we stay too long. And then we take that past, we move it into a future. It doesn't exist. And we create that future from that past, and we relive that past in that future. This is why a lot of people will say to themselves that they seem to end up in the same place no matter what they do. They seem to end up in the same place no matter what they do. This is why. And then those who go into the future, and they constantly are asking themselves, they're going and getting readings, and they're getting all kinds of things to tell them from external authority, when are they going to have something, or when are they going to have this and do that, and when are they going to meet this person, and when is this going to take place? And it's just a constant. All of us have done it. We're not exempt from it. But the now is it. The now is the power, the space between heartbeats. The now is creating the future, stilling the ego and the mind and the subconscious mind. When you move into the now, that's what you're doing. You're moving out of the ego, the mind, and the subconscious mind. And you're more of a spectator, you're a watcher. You're not judging them, but you can see them. And the only way you can master them is to watch them in action. And understand, this is another wonderful thing about the now, is that we don't have tens of millions of thoughts going by us all the time. These programmed thoughts that aren't even ours, that we embrace. So you can understand through your heart minds how important being in the now is always. With ease. Now, how do we stay in the now? our breath, our divine positive energy. And why is it divine positive energy? Because it holds the God, the body. The God powers, the soul powers the body. Everything comes online, the lungs start functioning, and then we have the breath. And the breath sustains the body so it can hold the kingdom of God. I'd say that that's divine, beyond measure. So every time you find yourself, just kind of grabbing a thought that comes by, floating by like a cloud in the sky, and it takes you off of the now. The fun thing is that you realize to yourself, okay, so I'm wandering off in these thoughts, these programmed thoughts that aren't mine, and I'm going to focus on my breath, and I'll be in the now because the now is my home. That's where I choose to be. And 3,000% of the time, you focus on your breath, you will be in the now. You can do it in the middle of the day anytime. As many times. So you look at the body, you see the body, and you say, what are those wheels of light going up through the center of this body? What are they? Those are energy vortexes. We, the gods that we are, travel through them. And we branch out to all the organs, emotions, and tissues, and blood, and bone, and everything in these bodies, both spiritually and physically. So we flow. Remember, it's the God's energy that powers the body. So it's really good, and it's a choice to understand what happens as the God's flowing through these energy vortexes, these chakras. There's 7 of them. You look at the red one, which is right at your tailbone, and it's the root chakra. And it's about our survival. You could have a group of people and they're on a survival mission. And they have to rely on each other to survive. But the one who panics and goes into fear doesn't survive. I'm sure a lot of you have seen true stories and reviewed things that have really seen that happen. And the God flows through the root chakra. So what does that mean? It means that the God's blocked by fear. The God that you are is blocked by fear in the body of going through these energy vortexes. And fear, guess what, is a programmed thought. And then we move to the orange wheel of light, the solar plexus chakra. This deals with our pleasure, our sexuality, our fun, our joy, really being happy. Now, what happens? Well, guilt is another programmed thought comes in. And we all know what that is, right? We've all experienced it more than once. We're having fun, and just everything seems to be it's not didn't seem to be, it's falling into place for us. You ever been there? It's like you're going, wow, this is so great. Everything's just coming to me. It's all falling into place. Man, this is wonderful. I just wish it could last forever. But then that comes in. What comes in? The guilt, the programmed thought that we embrace. And so the guilt says, no, through the ego mind. This isn't going to last forever, so you better enjoy it while you can because it's going to end soon. And so you generate that to the universe. You believe it's going to end soon, and then you get that fear feeling and everything. And then the guilt comes in, and then it ends. And that's the only reason it ends. And then we move to the sacral chakra, yellow wheel of light. This deals with our willpower. And it's blocked by what? Another program thought, shame. And then we move to the emerald green wheel of light. This is our ability to love. And it is blocked by grief. Another program thought. You cannot love if you are in grief. And then we move to the blue wheel of light, the throat chakra. This deals with truth. And it's really simple. It's blocked by lies. And then we move to the indigo wheel of light. Third eye chakra deals with our insight. And it's blocked by illusion. And then the violet wheel of light, the crown chakra, the cosmic energy, deals with cosmic energy, deals with the direct connection to the divine, you, the God, and it is blocked by ego attachment. Ego attachment generated by the ego. This is the attachment. We're attached to things. So it just don't become, just practice not being attached. Your ego can't get it if you become aware, and the ego can no longer master you. It will eventually get the gist of it. It will start understanding that. Now we have the God that we are running through these energy vortexes throughout the whole body. And so when we get to the top, we compress and condense ourselves into pure, liquid, omnipotently powerful energy. And it literally, we release it over the pineal gland, and it floods it, soaks it. The pineal gland is very important to us while we're in these physical forms because it connects us to all the particles of existence. Connects us to everything. Like a jump gate to all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. Multidimensional. Many different planes of existence and realms. Now, none of us have a fully functioning, healthy, vibrant pineal gland. Not yet. I mean, it's functioning, but at a really low ebb. Now, you can see it however you see it in your heart, mind, motion picture. I see it as a rosebud, a green ball. And when I pour myself, this liquid energy, over it, it immediately transforms into a massive, fully bloomed rose with a phenomenal fragrance. And it is sending out multicolored petals, and it's sending out waves and a constant shower of the deepest eternal love, gratitude, and peace. I mean, it is off the charts. Think about a time through your heart mind when you were so blissful, I mean literally so blissful, that there was nothing else, that you weren't thinking, you weren't doing anything. You were in such bliss. Naturally. So it's a choice. Be in bliss within or be in misery outside. It's a pretty good choice, isn't it? And the rose tells me, communicates with me, and I discovered that it is me. It's the God within me. All of us have this. This is what we are. Now, these bodies, the ego mind, the heart mind, subconscious mind, the God, the pure consciousness, the higher self, the soul, the spirit, all parts of the one. Now, those of us who are somewhat awake, consciously aware, know that there are parts of us that are asleep. Parts of us that are asleep. There's other parts of us that are awake, so we seek the ones that are awake. Such as the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. Yet only those that are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this meditation, including all the ones on in, above and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. Now, they come in the Gugaplexes. One Gugaplex fills this universe with no sacred space to spare. And they come in trillions of Gugaplexes from trillions of universes from every direction. The ones that we're familiar with on this planet, kind of, with these eyes, we only see a 1% of what is. Because over 1,000 travel through this solar system every day. Trillions throughout the universes every day. And the ones that we're familiar with are fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, and the minotaur. Many, many, many more. And, of course, they come in shapes, colors, sizes, forms, configurations, which we've never seen. And they, in the Gugaplexes, are with us now. Consciously. Call out to all the off-worlders, galactics, celestials. And all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. Yet, only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming the circle of light and the complete liberation of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, in this now. And we're only familiar with a small smidgen of them. And the ones that we're somewhat familiar with, the Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, the feline, Zeta Reticuli, the Nords, the Greys, the Draco, the Reptilian, the Golden Pyramid, the Avian, and many, many, many more. They've been assisting us in our evolution, in our enlightenment, in our ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. And they are with us now consciously. We call upon all of the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, beneath earth, Agartha, yet only those who are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming the circle of light and the complete liberation of this planet. And they come in the billions, and they are with us now consciously. We call out to all of our loved ones, all those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. Yet, only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, and be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming this circle of light and the complete liberation of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, in the highest high of the deepest of eternal loves, peace, and gratitude. And in the billions, they are with us now consciously. And we have the archangels, cherubim, seraphim, archetypes, ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda Christ, El Morya, Abundancia, Pel, Thoth, Yahweh, Yeshua, many, many, many more. Now, the archangels, they're a civilization that vibrates at a different frequency than we do. We don't readily see them like we see each other, but we meet with them quite a bit. Many different situations and circumstances. And they have the same message. It's just delivered in many different ways. Isn't it absolutely magna glorious to be alive in these bodies? Is it stupendous, spectacular to be alive in these bodies? And then you experience your bliss. Because yes, it is. Doesn't matter what's happening in the storm outside of us, because we're in the center with the God we are. Now, tens of thousands can surround any one of us at any one time. You ask them. Because of their vibrational frequency, they can house a large number in a small area. Ascended masters have mastered ascension into physical form and out of physical form and hold pure consciousness God form. We are mastering physical form and creating our experiences to perfect our creation. And all of us are gathered, arm in arm, hand in hand, in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. We're all one. And we're all God. And we are all love. And our God force love light energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond and forever. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. This deep eternal love everywhere, not just this planet. It cascades out beyond this solar system, beyond this galaxy, beyond this universe. We immediately form a circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth Gaia. In this now, in this meditation, this circle of light emanates from the God force inside each and every one of us. It's who and what we truly are. This light is deep, pure, eternal love. It is so brilliant it grays out the darkness of sacred space. It would take 1,000 trillion suns to come close to its radiance. And we're flooding this planet, on it, in it, above it, and below it. All of our brothers and sisters, head to toe, inside and out. Saturating, showering them with the deepest, deepest, deepest of eternal love, gratitude, and peace. We continue to ascend above the planet, and we come into full contact with a massive ocean of glitter. It's huge. It's everywhere. And it's reflecting, looks like trillions of laser lights, multicolors, reflecting off of all of us gathered in this meditation. And so we go to the source of reflection, we go in, these little tiny inch mirrors, we go into them, and we discover that all of us, these beams of light, are all of us learning and teaching with each other and ourselves. It's endless. It's spectacular. It's for our whole journey, and our journey is endless. We're always learning from each other. We're always teaching each other. There is not one person or anything that would come into your view, the land, the animals, everything on this planet, that isn't teaching you something. And you are not, and you are teaching it something, and it is learning from you as you are learning from it. This is constant. We're met by the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light that we created that reminds us all that we are the power of healing. We are the power of healing. We always have been. We just haven't discovered it. Most of us. We are then met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column of light that we created. It reminds us all of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We are then met with the white fire. This is a column of light that reminds us all that we created, that from head to toe, inside and out, we are imbued with this phenomenal white fire armor. This is not armor of a knight. It is way beyond that. This emanates from the God force love light energy inside of each and every one of them. It can't be penetrated. It can't be destroyed. It can't be breached. No lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies. No demons. No attachments. Zero. Ever. Can harm us. Yet. Only you have the power. That if you decide you're to lower your frequency low enough, whether consciously or unconsciously, through hatred, anger, greed, envy, stress, fear, anxiety, you will create a breach in your white fire armor. Enough so to allow the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. Now, if you do decide to do this, you're immediately met with the violet ray. This is a column of light that reminds us all that we created, that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all of these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, sending them to pure consciousness, where they are gone. No more. Do not exist ever again. The violet ray is there. It's a column of light that we created that reminds us all that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame. We can cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies once were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor and restoring our vibrational harmony of the highest high, of the deepest, purest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. You're then met with the golden white pink light. This is a column of light that we created that reminds us all that we are the sun, the sunlight. We are the sun sets and the sun rises. We are the rain and the rainbows. We are the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams, the animals, the sky, the clouds. We're everything. Everything is us. So the next time that you view a sunset, a sunrise, a rainbow, a starlit night sky, it is you. You're the beauty. You're the majesty. You're the grandeur. You're the divineness. It is you. We continue to ascend above this planet, and some of us step outside our physical form to hover effortlessly above them. If we're carrying physical form. Why do we do this? Because we can. We come into full contact with this massive crystalline tower, of which we created. It's larger than this universe. The column, inside the column, it holds a massive oblong sphere. And the sphere, the center of the sphere, is a golden white ball of light, and it's surrounded by numerous ribbons of multicolored, shimmering lights. And they're all sending vibrational waves, saturating, showering, flooding us from head to toe, inside and out. And the golden white bowl of light is the purest of the highest high of the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love. And then the rings come. Gratitude, peace, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, well-being, tremendous abundance, wealth, prosperity, bliss, tranquility, benevolence. It's unending. Where is its source? We are. It is us. That's the source. It is a reminder of who and what we are. Now, at the top, we designed it so the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees, as it continues to do eternally, flooding us all, head to toe, inside and out, non-stop, continuously, with the purest, deepest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. All of our brothers and sisters, all like the highest supreme value in the universe, perpetually, eternally. See the golden waves of mist as the civilization continues to ascend, as it chooses those that choose to be in deep eternal love, gratitude, and peace, 24/7. We see our meditative sphere. It's that center circle. We created this sphere over 3 years ago. It holds nearly 1,500 of our meditations in perpetual motion. All of us gathered, hundreds of millions of us, on and off planet, every day, for the liberation of this planet and all life, the highest supreme value in the universe. And it's saturating, flooding all of us as we are drops of the golden ocean and hold the essence of the golden ocean. The golden ocean is us. We are the golden ocean. And the only illusion is separation. It is that with the meditative sphere. We are the sphere. We are the meditations. We are the God. We are the love. We are the joy, the peace. All of us. You see how this planet cannot not be. Liberated, as it's in full swing of it now. You haven't seen anything yet. Stay in the heart-mind. That's why meditative sphere can be seen, heard, and felt in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. This is why it continues to intensify. This is why it continues to expand. It's everywhere. We are everywhere. It's just that when we become conscious and aware of who and what we are, is when things shift. It's when you shift, we all shift. Not in the lower dark matter, survival matter frequency, the opposite of that. We balance the harmony of dark and light. And the harmony on this planet has not been in balance for a very, very, very long time. And we are balancing it because we have chosen to. And each one of us, every single second that is beginning to awake, which is part of all of us, is absolutely blissful. There are the believers in life and the bounty of life, and their coffer is never empty. There are those who give with joy, and that joy is their reward. And there are those who give with pain, and that pain is their baptism. And there are those who give and know not pain in giving, nor do they seek joy, nor give with mindfulness of virtue. They give as in yonder valley the myrtle breaths, or breathes its fragrance into space. Through the hands of such as these, God speaks, and from behind their eyes, he smiles upon the earth. It is well to give when asked, but it is better to give unasked. Through understanding and to the open-handed, the search for one who shall receive is joy greater than giving. And is there aught you would withhold? All you have shall someday be given. Therefore, give now, that the season of giving may be yours and not your inheritors. We are the God. I'll join you in the meditation. I'll return to close us out. Take an easy breath out through the nose, in through the nose, and an easy breath out through the mouth. Move easily and slowly. For in truth, it is life that gives unto life, while you, who deem yourself a giver, are but a witness. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and the following morning. And we'll be back here Wednesday, June 30th, 2021, to continue our global guided meditation call, 3 p.m., and a time for change call at 9 p.m.